Hey Ventures, welcome back to my journey as a resident of Earth. So I had to fly to New York from Bogota because one of the cousins was getting married. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Lewis. It's always great to come to New York because we have so much family here and family in the nearby area. And because of the wedding, a lot of people came through from across the country. We came up from Florida. Other people came up from Georgia. People from Boston and even a few people from other countries came up, so it was really nice to see everyone. It's always great to when we go to New York, when we get together, because it's nice to see just hang out with family. So that part was really nice. And the kids, the last time I saw them, I saw the kids a couple years ago, and this time there were a couple of the cousins have, actually three of the cousins have kids, and just being able to see that, like 2 years ago there was one that was just born and now he's walking around and running around, and there was one of the girls, I remember seeing her a couple years ago and she was, still girl. And I saw her standing in the wedding and I didn't realize that was her because she was such a big girl. It's always nice to just hang out with the family and just see everyone. And the wedding, of course, went beautifully. Everything went wonderful because, it's a Charlene production, so I would expect absolutely the best. So, yeah. Usually whenever we get together for any major event, usually after the main event, the question is always, oh, when are you going home? That seems to be the question everyone is having. And whenever they would ask me, when are you guys going home? I would mention that my mom and sister are going home on the 14th, but I did not know what my plans were. And I was always like, huh, what? Because especially since everyone knows me to have my stuff together, have a plan and stuff. So it was always confusing because I didn't know what I was doing. When I came to New York, I had two tickets, one ticket to go back to Florida and another ticket that I wasn't sure what to do with, because a few months back, back in September 6th, I remember, because I attended a YouTube event and one of the creators there, the Vacation Queen, she was doing these on-the-spot interviews with people, and one of the questions she asked me was what my dream vacation was, or what my bucket list vacation was. And I mentioned that I didn't have a bucket list vacation because the one place I wanted to go was Africa, and I had just been able to go to Africa earlier in the year, where I got to go to Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and Ghana. And Benin and Togo were my big ones because Benin and Togo are where it is said that a lot of Haitians come from. So I really wanted to get there, and I did. So at that time I didn't have a bucket list vacation. So she asked, okay, where would you like to go next? I mentioned Asia because that was the one habited continent that I had not been to. And she probed a little bit further and I said, yeah, I'd love to go to Thailand. And I also mentioned how I would love if someone else would pay for it. After that interview, I just left it there. That was it. A few days later, I just happened to be looking up something and I noticed that for 55,000 points, I could go to Asia on United. And at the time I had over 100,000 points left, even though a lot of my South America travels had been funded by my United points. I still had enough left, over 100,000 left, to the point where I could purchase a ticket to Thailand and then another one back. So since I had enough points, I got the ticket, but it was still iffy on whether or not I was going to be headed there. So I did the whole weekend, we just hanging out with everyone, and just chilling, and everyone keep asking me, when are you going home? And I keep saying, I don't know. And then I had to make a decision by the end of the weekend. And finally on Sunday night, like the very last minute, we were all at one of because the way our relatives are in New York, there's one house where two families live, and then maybe a 5 to 10 minute walk from there, or maybe 10-15 minute walk from there, there's another house where another relative. So we were at one house. We were hanging out at Marlene's house. And then maybe it was already after midnight, I would say, when we finally came back to Cowell's house, which is where we were staying. And that was when I made the decision which ticket I was going to keep and which ticket I was going to cancel. And I got on the phone, I called Delta and canceled my flight to Florida. Yeah. So I picked Thailand. And this was the weirdest, wildest decision ever because it was exciting, but it was also iffy and kind of scary because I don't really know anyone. Actually, I don't know anyone in Asia. This trip was completely unplanned, unscheduled. Usually when I travel, I have some level of planning that has been done, but this thing has not had no planning, nothing other than, hey, yeah, I'm going to Asia. So it feels weird, it feels scary, it feels, I don't know, it felt a lot of different things. But I picked Thailand. What the plan is was, I didn't know. I figured I was gonna start with Bangkok, and from there I would probably end up in Phuket for a few days, and then who knows what would happen from there. So in the morning, myself, my sister, and my mom, who coincidentally, we all came in separately into JFK. They came in the day before from Florida. I came in the next day from Colombia into JFK. And on Monday morning, we're leaving from LaGuardia. So in the morning, we get dropped off in at LaGuardia, where my mom and sister take a flight to Florida, and I take a flight to Bangkok. Yeah, that's happening. I'm excited, but I'm not really sure how to feel because every other place I've been, I've at least known someone on the continent. When I was in Australia, even though it wasn't necessarily close friends and family that I knew, but I knew some people that were going to be in Australia at that time. And when I went to Africa, same thing. I knew some people that would be in Africa while I was there, or at least for part of the journey. But this, I don't know anyone in Asia, so, and it's really far, very, very, very far from home. My flight was a full, like, I think 30 hours because of layovers and stuff. So, yeah. I'm not sure what to expect. I don't know what it's gonna be like. I don't know what to plan for. I really have no clue. But I do know that I am going to Asia. I am going to Thailand, and this will be my 6th continent. So yeah, wish me luck, lots of it. And definitely subscribe because I'm excited to see how this goes, and I hope you are too. All right. Until then, bon voyage to me and to you.